So what's up, guys? This is Most Awesomest Gamer, bringing my first video to my series called Life Story of My Childhood. And for your information, this stories will take place between when I was 6 and 10 years old, and it will take place in Colombia, my country, which is a southern country, or a Spanish country, what I like to call it. So before I start the video, I would like to say a couple of things. The gameplay is recorded on theater due to the fact that I was playing on HD, so I couldn't record with my Dazzle. And the weapon I'm using is the MP142, which I think it's like an underused weapon. I think everybody should start using it. Like, not everybody, but most of the people should start using it. Some recommendations, like something you want to use with this weapon is akimbo and steady aim, or single weapon and pretty much steady aim too. So let's start with the game, or the series. So in my country, there's this places called the centers. And the centers are pretty much where everything is at. From the good stuff to the bad stuff, from shoes, electronics, phones, like whatever you want to find, you are sure to find it on the center. The centers are a big amount, like they're the biggest places and they take up the most space in the cities. And the thing is, many of the centers are pretty much like inside buildings, which are divided into stands for people to go walk in and buy whatever they want. And sometimes a single line of stands will have 20 to 40 little stands on it with everything from like whatever you want to find. And I remember that when I was little, I used to have a Game Boy Color. It wasn't even a Game Boy Advance. And the reason for that is like in our country we didn't used to have the money for that. We didn't used to have the economic power to buy a PS1, or I don't know if the PS2 was out yet. But none of the stuff we used to get. So my Game Boy Color, I used to have a lot of games for it, and then I bought a game that was called, I think Zelda was called. Then I bought the game, and the game came with a problem. Whenever you tried to save the game didn't save and just shut down on you, and just like literally make you like redo everything you were doing again. And then I was like really pissed, and I couldn't do anything because I was just like 7 years old. So I couldn't just walk back to the center, which is like really far away from my house, and just go and ask the guy to give me a refund or a new game. So the only person I knew that she could take me to the center was my dad, and my dad couldn't do anything about it because he had to go to work. So like always, I was impatient to wait for my dad because he told me he was going to take me to the center when he came back from work. So I was just like really impatient, so I wanted to go by my own. So pretty much everybody pretty much knows how to get to the center. The problem is like not many people know how to get out of the center, because it's like the streets they look almost the same. There are humongous streets, and the stores closes when it starts raining. So people get like really it gets really chaotic when it starts raining. Everything starts like everybody just starts running from one place to the other, closing the stores. And literally, like, just closing your face, and like no way for you to get shelter or anything. So I was like, okay, it didn't matter at all. So I just walked to the center, and I knew the way. I used to go to the center with my friends, and all my friends knew the way, but I never learned it. I never thought I was going to need it. So I never actually paid attention to where we go or where we came from. So I went, and I got to the center, and I remember where the store was. But pretty much I couldn't remember anything else for that. So what I did is like I went to the guy. The guy told me he couldn't return the game because I didn't have the box for it. So it's like the biggest amount of crap I've ever heard. It's like you cannot return the game because you don't have the box. And the box was like a little shitty ass box that wasn't even like worth $1. So I was like, you kidding me? I yanking my chain, like for real? You're gonna like not return the game just for a box when I came from all the way from over there to here? So I was like really pissed. So I couldn't do anything. I was just 7 years old, so I couldn't do anything. So I just walked away with my game on my hand. So I was like, okay, whatever. And the problem, like, I wasn't scared at all until I find myself out in the street and I couldn't remember anything or where I came from. So I was like, Jesus Christ, where am I going? What am I going to do? And for your information, I didn't used to have a cell phone, so that answers a question of, didn't you call your dad? No, I didn't used to have a cell phone. I think my parents thought I wasn't big enough for a cell phone, so I was like, okay, whatever. So there was no way to call my dad. I didn't have any money on me, and any money at all. Not even a single dollar, not even a single penny I have on me. So I couldn't do anything about it. And pretty much the center of the cities connects to the places that usually are the worst parts of town. And they usually connect to good parts of town. but most of the time it just connects to the bad part towns. So pretty much I just keep walking down the street and I couldn't remember anything. But then it got really, really bad. It started raining down like really hard, and I couldn't do anything about it. And the stores started closing on me, so I had nowhere to shelter and I had nowhere to go. So I was like really scared, and I was like, Jesus Christ, what am I going to do? And out of nowhere, I found a shoe store which was like around the corner, and it was like the only store open in the whole center. And I was like, oh my god, I actually found a place. So what I did, I went to a shoe store. The lady over there was like pretty nice. She was like, are you lost? And I was like, yes, I am lost. And she had a phone, so she called my dad because that was the only thing I could remember. It was like my dad's phone number. So I was like, I gave her my dad's phone number. My dad came over, he picked me up. He was like, he wasn't mad. He was just like really scared because he was really worried because of me. So I was like, I'm sorry, Dad, you know, blah 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 blah. So he told me the next time just asking or wait for him, that didn't do that again. And he told me that if I were to keep walking down the same way I was going to walk, I would get to a part of the town that's like the worst part of town. It's so bad, not even the cops go into it now. Can you imagine that how bad that is? It's like the worst part of town, like literally. I should say the worst part of the whole country, which is like the most scary place ever. So I was like from that I learned that I should never disobey my dad when he told me not to disobey him, because like literally sometimes you can like literally get it under the radar and do whatever you want, and other times you just get like a slap on the face from life, and it just goes like, you know what, don't disobey your parents, and slaps you in the face and just slats at your face and like looks at you when you're crying. Sometimes it's like that, sometimes like the other way. But that teach me never to go. After that, I never, ever, ever again went to the center. Ever. I was like scared to go over there. So I never, ever try or ever go there. So that's the story for you guys. I hope you liked it. And pretty much the video is coming to an end. And if you see that my videos are not getting any views, I don't really care about the views. I just do this because it's a fun way for me to get like relaxed and tell the stuff that I need to tell. And pretty much if you want to subscribe to my channel or you want to give me a comment what to do, it will be greatly appreciated. So I hope you guys like the video, and I'll see you later.